So I found this article about the worst legendary cards on Hearthstone. This one is a silly article and shouldn't be taken too seriously. So what do? We take it serious. There's nothing else we can do about that. I mean, the list starts with Milhouse Mana Storm. Since when is Milhouse a bad card? That is not the game I play. Milhouse has always been great, which is why I might have crafted him in Golden. And then they mention Majordomo? How is that a bad legendary? That is one of the best ones ever made. Also crafted that in Golden. They even put in our boy Bolf. Bolf Ramshield. One guy got extremely lucky once and got like 6 or 7 of them within like 200 packs. That was insane luck. Yet he's in this list of the worst cards. Also got him in Golden. So while you might say that I have no idea what I do with my dust and I just wasted, you're not wrong. I still wanted to see if I can make those cards somehow work in different decks, find a place where they belong. And so I started my journey making bad deck after next terrible invention. Combos, OTKs and all that fun stuff that you can do in Hearthstone to make those cards work. I might not be the best player, because I'm the greatest player. And I found ways to make every single legendary in here so incredibly powerful you want to craft it too. Look at this sentence right here. The quickest way to lose a match. That is from Milhouse. How is that the description of a 2-mana 4/4? I don't know and I couldn't believe it, so I started playing the card. And I found a rogue. They had a secret up. Must be a bad deck then. I dropped Milhouse and they maybe get greater arcane missiles and yeah, they cost 0 mana, but Milhouse still survives. Until he doesn't, he dies later on, so first try, kind of bad, not the best legendary. But to be fair, that was turn 9. Everybody has cards by turn 9. What about turn 3 against the Secret Hunter? Nothing would happen there, right? All they do is they get a secret for free. Whatever, that's 2 mana. I don't care. I get extra stats for the cost. And then they also have kill command and Milhouse dies, so at least they used their spell on that. Wasted removal, that is a good legendary. And not too long against the exact same hunter later, I made use of the second worst legendary. And that is Hemets Nessingberry. This guy destroys a beast. How often do you find somebody playing a beast? And the answer is you don't, until I did. Somebody in chat mentioned that I can attack because maybe they have Bear Trap. So I did exactly that. And lo and behold, they were right. And I was so proud of Twitch chat for once. I see a yellow glow and I make Hemets work. And I had like 15 other games where he was completely useless because nobody plays beasts. But in that specific case against one Secret Hunter, Hemets was fantastic. Wow. Great card. And then they decided to put another GVG card on the list, and that is Flame Leviathan. So we have Flames, and we have a 7/7. Let's combine them differently. So instead of using the Flames of the Flame Leviathan, we just use Flame Ward, which is a lot better because people don't play around that. And then you play the Leviathan, and then the opponent concedes. If I would have not played that 7-mana 7/7, boy, I would have lost that game. No, I would have won anyways. Here was the problem. When you draw Flame Leviathan, which is random, like everything in the game, nothing happens. When your opponent has a bunch of minions on the board, because they play aggressive, then you maybe perhaps top deck the card at the right time. Yeah, I never did. I think the best card I destroyed with that was like a 3/2 that they just summoned. I know, you didn't really get the effect of the card. We kinda did. Let's move on. Majordomo. Boy, I like that card. He is so bad. I mean, great. He is great for specific OTKs, especially in Warlock. After you reduce a couple cards in your hand by like 2-3 mana, which is really easy to set up, you can do the following thing. You can drop the boy, give the boy to your opponent, destroy him, swap hero powers, and then hit face. Will I win that coin flip? There's 1 minion on the enemy's field. Which character am I going to hit?
3, 2, 1.
You guessed it right. I might have lost that coin flip. But this was never about winning the game. It was about giving your opponent a golden Majordomo, giving gifts to your friends. And from one legend to another, next they talked bad about Bolf. Bolf Ramshield. This card is amazingly horrible. Is how it starts. Even Bolfs have feelings. They can cry too. I don't want to pretend the card is great or anything like that. Your opponent can just go face and you restore like 9 health or gain 9 armor. That's all the card does. Here's the good thing. People can't read. The one upside you have if you play a niche deck, a homebrew deck, or just bad cards, period, people don't read them. They don't know what the card does. So the first guy I faced, they just traded into it. I lost the game anyways, but they did misplay. And I already saw, Bolf is not that bad. But there was something even better that Bolf did that I didn't even think about. It just happened to happen. So at the moment in Wild, there's this one combo going on. It's probably nerfed by now whenever you watch this, but it's called Tiller OTK. Where you play a card called Tiller and you use Hysteria on that. Which just means it's going to attack up to 30 times and deal 60 damage to the enemy's face. Here's the thing, because that is one giant sequence, if you happen to have Ice Block or any immune card on the board, or both in this case, you don't take any damage. You not just attack, you also protect. Ancient meme. So maybe the card isn't nerfed yet when this video gets released and you can play both once against that. Because maybe your opponent does the same mistake. They probably can read down, then they don't make that mistake. It doesn't matter. Try and play him, love him. Like Acidmaw. TGT was the very first set where they had 2 legendaries for one specific class, which was Hunter in that case, with Dread, Scale, and Acidmaw, and I can tell you, wow, those cards were bad. So what do you think happens 5.5 years later? Are those cards magically good now? Yes, they are. They are fantastic. You see the enemy's board? 5 minions. 5. That's an entire handful of minions. Gone. Spitting on one after another. Some people pay good money for that, but here's Acidmaw doing that for free. After that, demonstration of power. What do you think happens next? Get a W. Win that game. I thought from all the games that I play, that's the one I'm going to lose for sure. When I started playing with those great legendaries, I wanted to make all those cards work in ranked. So I wanted to play at Diamond 5 or Diamond 10. That's a bit harder than I expected, so I thought for my own mental well-being, let's just play casual instead. And while Gruul quite casually just gets stronger over and over, if you play the Boogeymonster, which is next on the list, you kind of have to trade into minions so it buffs itself. What about no? And you just make an OTK out of that. And I present to you the Ratcatcher Double Power Overwhelming Boogeymonster OTK, with which you hit a Soulbound Ash Tongue for the opponent and deal 30 damage. Did I convince you with that short description to craft the Boogeymonster? Maybe. Maybe not. Probably not. How's the Boogeymonster 8 mana and has Ogre stats? And now it's time for a random trivia quiz with Solem. I will sing you a song and you will guess where it's from. Let it go. Let it go. The answer is Frozen, like Whispers of the Frozen Throne. That's not... never mind. So Murabi, right? Guy who freezes, you get something back to your hand. Like, look at this sequence of events. I drop Murabi into Frozen Girl and get my own Anchor the Berry to my hand. That could cut the cost of my Loot Hoarder in hand in half. My 2 mana minion could cost 1, thanks to Murabi, and 14 mana. But oh no, what's that? The opponent gets a Murabi, and then 3, 2, 1, freeze! And then the opponent gets a Murabi, and they get the other card Valanar, and then we also get Valanar. Yeah, wow. As you can tell, value pure. Not just Murabis on the list of the worst legendaries, but also Prince Valanar. A 4-mana 4/4 with Lifesteal and Taunt. Everybody wants to have Lifesteal and Taunt in their deck. And the card is definitely needed. Definitely needed. If you play Shudderwalk, which goes infinite and then has Taunt and Lifesteal on its... yeah. If you just do this specific thing, then he is not that bad. I mean, the card is bad, but not that bad. Fun fact that you won't care about at this point. I crafted Prince Valanar in Golden when he came out. I'm great with money. And the other 2 princes, Taldarum, which saw playing Cube Warlock, and Keleseth, which was just great in any deck. I thought those cards are kind of bad, so I disenchanted them. But yeah, Prince Valanar, whew, wow, my boy. But it didn't show you the end of the game against the Rogue that we just faced. A thing is, they played Mecha'thun, and I lost to Mecha'thun in Rogue. They only won because they got their own Murabi. That must be it. Temporus, wow, he plays with time. Temporus gives your opponent an extra turn. So it's like playing Open the Way Gates, but you give it to your opponent. And then you get it for yourself, and that's the great part. If you do this super cool combo, which is interactive, funny, everybody likes it, it's called Valanar OTK. In that case, you can play Temporus, hope your opponent does not go face and win the game, which they didn't, I don't know why either. You play your man Velen, he does all those triangle thingies on the board with his effect, and then you copy him, and then you play Mind Blast, and then the opponent blows up, and then you can say, wow, great that I played Temporus once after 2 years. Think about it this way, the card gives you 20 mana after you spend 6 and the opponent has lethal. But if they miss lethal, you win the game. Probably. Even though they should have won. Here's something funny that will make you laugh, haha, and lamau. I have a golden Duskfallen Aviana. I mean, so far we know I have a bunch of golden legendaries that suck. But my opponent played Dirty Red, missed the Aviana, and then had a second one in Hunter and hit it, and then they use double Destroy My Minions, and then it's, yeah. Wild is a weird place when you're playing casual. But anyways, there's this one combo where you can make Aviana work with, in, yes, English. You play Aviana, use maeve on her, so she's dormant for 2 turns, meaning your opponent does not get the effect, but you do. 2 turns later. And then like a princess in a tower, she awakes out of her slumber, and you can drop that melee and hit face. When I started to play this deck in casual to make the combo work once, it was 3 PM. Yeah, that might have taken some time, but at least I can cross that off my bucket list off. Great combos with fun legendaries. I got a riddle for you for the next card. Maybe you can guess which card it is. What if you took Mirror Entity and removed the secret part out of it? What do you get? Harbinger Celestia. Wow, it's a 4-mana 5/6. Great stats for the cost. Or it's a 2/4 bumper card. Or it's a 2/1 Cobalt Labor. Yeah. So the card didn't work once. To be fair, I did get a hit in, so I dealt 5 damage for just 4 mana. That's worse than Fireball. But at least I didn't waste any mana crystals on turn 4. If you want to make this card actually work, just as a meme, you could play Harbinger Celestia, then use Treachery, and then you play Doomsayer. You could also just play the Doomsayer and use Treachery on that for the exact same effect, but you could waste 1 card, 4 mana, and give your opponent Harbinger Celestia. So if you want to surprise people in game, just wait 11 months until it's Christmas and do that. Or you combine 2 things together to make the strongest Beast and Warlock happen. Hyrik. Here's the thought behind the deck. You play Deck of Chaos. Hyrik will be 1 mana, but has 8 attack and summons itself 7 times. Wow. Amazing. You will win every game if that happens. Here's the first challenge you have to overcome. How do you not draw Hyrik? I apparently have not figured that out. That happened multiple times. Or what if your opponent plays Hacklebot and they heckle Hyrik? Or you face an odd paladin that is like what, tier 1? Whatever. You have Deck of Chaos, Hyrik, and multiple attacks to hit the enemy's face. And if you want to make it a little bit easier for yourself, just play Cube Warlock and drop the Hyrik in the very middle and then hope your opponent does not send you a friend request after. They might perhaps insult you for your fun deck. So what did we learn today? Are those really the worst legendaries in Hearthstone? Yes, very likely yes. But what about Mogo the Ogre? He is not that great. Or is he? I mean, he's an ogre. Good stats for the cost. Very aggressive. Let's just play him and see what happens. Nah, we never miss. We never miss. We never miss. We never miss. Do we think that Mogo is active or not? Because he wasn't active on his own attack. I think he's active right now. So if I attack that, we have lethal. I know my ogre. Whoa, wait, hold up. Solem, you said there are like 15 legendaries that are bad on this list. You had a funny clip, good job, proud of you. But there are 2 cards missing. Where's Allah? Where's Right the Sky Temple? They are also listed on that list. I can say one thing to that. And that is, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed your stay. Subbing and liking is free. Make your own decision. Until then, take care.